Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can because either I'm going straight to sleep or I'm going back out because those of you that have been watching my Twitter know that I've been out the last couple of hours. So, but if I don't do the video now, I have no idea when the next time there'll be a video, and I already feel ultra bad by not bringing you a video the last 3 or 4 days. So here we go. I'm gonna change my screen here. All right, let's do this. Screen share. Hong Kong is great, by the way. Love Hong Kong. Where's their apartments were, a little bit bigger than, I don't know, my closet in New York. But anyway, yeah, basically, Hong Kong apartments make New York apartments look unreasonably large. Okay, screen share. Boom. As always, we begin with trading Bitcoin. Nope, sorry. We begin with understanding Bitcoin. And this is the conference out in Malta. Please take a look at the latest website. You will see that the carnivory dinner is up for sale. Also, you will see the tentative agenda, the synopsis of the conference. We will get you the actual agenda very, very soon. We're going to work on that. I think I got a call with Giacomo and Adam back coming up, and we will put together the agenda. I don't care if you guys don't like these pictures. We like them, and the people who are in the pictures like them. So that's all that really matters. And we will convert everybody else into these pictures. Ooh, not sure why this isn't loading. Surprisingly, the internet here has not been as good as I expected from Hong Kong, but hey, shit happens. Please check that. Please check out this event. The tonebase.com site, let's take a look at an update. I need to update my calendar. There are other conferences I have already committed to. We really need to update this calendar as we go. Like I said, I really hope this is streaming. I hope you guys are getting good audio because the things aren't loading very well, unfortunately. Yeah, Game of Thrones is coming out. Billions is out. Like, I'm behind on those shows, way behind. I think the next season of Power is already out. I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, so here's the conference for the rest of the month. We'll update the following month soon. And the workshops, here's the latest on the workshops. We added Philadelphia. Check out Philadelphia. Like I said, I get no break. The moment I'm back from Malta, it'll be Philadelphia. That's where I'm headed. In Mexico, New York, and Amsterdam. Zurich is coming up. I fly to Zurich this weekend, and then I go to Cairo. Okay, enough. Let's go to the charts. Monthly chart, what's the latest price? The latest price is 39.37. That's as of last night in New York. My computer is on New York time for stock market reasons. Nothing's really changed on a monthly chart. I haven't looked at that one in ages. Let's go to the weekly chart. Let's zoom them over to today. The weekly is on a 5 of 9. I believe it's already, nope, it's still Sunday at noon. So this week is about to end, and we're about to get another weekly candle. So the next weekly candle is going to be a 6 of 9, and is going to be a 6 of 9, and we'll see where it's headed. I would love for this to get to a 9 to give us a nice selling signal. You can also see the moving average is about to cross the $5,000 mark. The moving averages are coming down hard. The price is way below the 30-week and the 50-week. So we have room to the upside here without endangering the bear market. The bear market remains intact. I still expect us to go lower than $3,000. And the longer it takes us to get there, the longer the bear market is going to last. I don't really watch TV. I haven't watched TV in months, but there are a couple of shows that I watch. So what happens is when I get home, wherever home is, probably sometime this summer, I'll just binge watch, the last season of Game of Thrones in one day, right? Or I'll binge watch the latest season of Billions over a weekend. That's kind of how I do it. Yeah, I wouldn't buy on a 6 above a 5 either. Bunny, good comment, Bunny. I'm not really looking at comments, but I have a tipped comment. Hey, Tone, will you be adopting the Brave browser? No, I won't. I won't be adopting the Brave browser for the same reason I won't be trading on Binance. I find these companies to be very scammy by issuing an unlicensed security, getting a what's the right word here? Getting an illegal competitive advantage over their competition. So no, I won't be adopting the Brave browser. I don't support companies that I feel to be immoral or do things that are illegal, like issuing unlicensed securities. I do care about security law. I have been, spent my whole life working in the financial industry, and I don't like breaking securities law by issuing illegal shares of companies that don't actually exist. Quarterly and yearly charts. I really want to look at quarterly and yearly charts. I'm not in. It won't be good if I look at them right now. I mean, I could. Can glance at them. 3 month. This is the quarterly chart. Here's your quarterly chart. The quarterly chart topped on a 9. See, the problem with the quarterly chart is that because the quarterly chart topped on a 9, and we are now have gone past a 1 to 4 candle correction. Well, maybe not actually. I mean, if we get another red candle, if we get another bad month, I would say that we have gone beyond the 4 candle correction, because after a 9, right, you get a 4 candle correction and you can enter the countdown phase to the upside. The question is the 4 candle correction over, or is this 9 the type of 9 that leads to a 9 in the opposite direction? Like if you look here, right, you had the 9 all the way over here, and then you had a 1, 2, 3, 4 candle correction following the 9, even though the 9 itself was a correcting candle. So you can say I'm cheating a little bit, and I will say you're probably right. But then you had this strong month, or strong quarter. This was the quarter. This was the Q4 of 2015. And that set us off on a good path. Now, based on a quarterly chart, right? Based on a quarterly chart, you go long here on a 3 above a 2 at $450, and you don't have to exit until the 9. Now, as far as this 9 was concerned, you exit on this 9, you can actually short Bitcoin at $300 right here, 280, and then you take your stop loss or a break-even stop on this 1 candle, So the quarterly chart is on the brink right now. We need one hell of a strong month. Right now, a strong quarter. As of right now, I don't see the current quarter, and the current quarter is the January quarter. So this quarter is going to come to an end, in a few weeks. So this quarter, unless this quarter has a monster rally going into the end of the quarter, this is like a neutral quarter. And if next quarter is a down quarter, right, because the current red 2 did not go below the red 1. So if red 3 goes below the red 2, I will perceive this 9 as being a reversal 9, not a continuation 9, and therefore I would expect, and this is going to hurt you guys, 7 more quarters of the bear market. That's 7 times 3, because there's 3 months and a quarter. That is 7 more quarters. That is 21 more months. That is over a year. That's a year and a half of downside. Okay, go from now. So that's what the sequential is telling me. Do I want to believe the sequential? I don't want to believe it, but that's what it's telling me. So the quarterly chart looks horrendous. The yearly chart is going to be useless, right? Because Bitcoin doesn't have enough years. So if I go to the 12-month chart, you will see that we're only on a 6 of 9. So we can easily have, even if this year and next year are not great, we can still have 2 to 3 more good years in us. Now, you can also say the current candle should really be a 7, not a 6, because this is a 2010 candle, and we're missing the 2009 candle. So technically speaking, everything should have started 1 candle earlier. So ideally, this is really a 7 of 9. And if the market doesn't rebound next year, we may never get to a 9, right? Because we need to close. Basically, the 8 candle is going to struggle. The 8 candle needs to close above 13,000. The 8 candle, well, the 8 candle as it currently stands, right? So otherwise, it would have been the 9 candle. So not next year, but the year after. So not 2020, but 2021. 2021 has to close above $13,900. Do I think 2021 will close above $13,000? It doesn't look like it. Well, actually, maybe. Let me go to my monthly chart. It's hard for me to say right now. Based on what I've drawn, do I think 2021 is going to close above 13,900? Here's November 2021. Here's January 2022. Here's December. As you can see, I still have that around $5,000. So it's very possible we'll never get to a 9 on a yearly chart, but we could. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the quarterly and the yearly all day. But I'm tired. It's past midnight here, guys. So the daily chart is coming up on a 9, and we're coming up on a moving average. I would, if I see a reversal candle at the price of $4,000 in 3 days, that is that is a probabilistical short. I may enter another trade somewhere. I'm just not going to make it public this time like an idiot last time. So I'm looking at 3 more days of upside, and I'm running into a resistance point. So I'm expecting a nice reversal here for a tradable downside. 12-hour chart, not very useful right now, but it is in a bullish posture. But so is the daily. The daily, I mean, everything's in a bullish posture right now. The weekly's bullish, the daily's bullish, the 12-hour is still bullish, the 4-hour is bullish. Look at this beautiful 9, a reversal candle. It wasn't great. The red 2 did not go below the red 1, however. We had a rebound on the 1, we had a rebound on the 2. So the 4-hour is also bullish, even though we kind of dropped here. But it's bullish. It can go into this reversal right here. But it is bullish. I'll give you that. Yeah, so this is the 4-hour chart. Yeah, it's bullish. I think, I don't think we're going to cross 4,000 though. I think we're going to get to 4,000. Like if the 4-hour gets me to a 9 in a couple of days, but it won't line up with the. It's not going to line up with the 1 day, unfortunately. But It's all about the 1 day for me right now. I would love to get a 9 in the 1 day in 3 days. So if this is 6, that will be 7, that will be 8, that will be 9. Right at 90, right at 4,000. You can go to 4,000 as long as it doesn't close up there. The 1 hour chart, useless. I really want to see the S&P 500, and I kind of want to see where GBTC opens on Monday. Right now it is Sunday night, so futures are open. Let's look at gold. Gold is I don't know, I still don't like it. I'm not going to talk about gold today. S&P 500, where is my, is it a holiday that I don't know about? What's going on? S&P 500 should be trading. The future should be trading. Where's my candle? Maybe gold didn't update either. Oh, it's 12 p.m. on Sunday. Ah, good looking out, Spencer. It's not 10 a.m. like where I am. That's right. It's 10. Damn, so I can't look at the S&P 500. I was so curious. And I can't even pull up the damn futures now. So the the last futures candle was such a reversal candle. I would not be short S&P. And going into Monday, I really think S&P is ready to bounce back to the upside on Monday. But until I see it in the futures market, I'm not gonna assume that. Yeah, when I wake up in the morning, I'll glance at the S&P 500. I really think next week's gonna be an up week, but there's no way in hell I would be holding a position this weekend in the S&P if I was a swing trader. I would just wait and let the market show it to me. All right, I don't know why this isn't loading, but it doesn't matter. All right, guys, I think I'm done. It's time to sleep or go out, but I've already moved on to water. Trust me, I'm literally staying on one chai, and if I go down at this hour, it will be nothing but trouble. So let me keep myself out of trouble. Bo Poli is a scammer. Stop listening to him. My thoughts on the S&P, I have to wait till Monday. Right now, I mean, this is, oh, here it is. So here are my thoughts on the S&P. We topped on a 9 at resistance on a daily scale. It wasn't the cleanest top, but we couldn't break this channel, and we pulled back. I think the pullback, I mean, even though I'm going against my sequential, I think the pullback is over. We pulled back perfectly to the prior swing high, pulled back perfectly to the middle of the channel, and kind of got close to the support trend. That's a reversal candle on a Friday. I think the S&P is ready to reverse back to the upside. If I compare that with a weekly chart, I didn't really want us to pull back into the support area with a single candle, with a single week. That was unfortunate, but it is what it is. It was a big pullback into a critical area of support, and I have to assume that support will hold. So I have an expectation that prices of the S&P will start to rise as of tomorrow. But if I'm wrong, there's two ways I can be wrong, right? So one way, if I'm wrong, I will know immediately on Monday. And if Monday is a bearish candle, gives me a red 5, I'm now going to look for a red 9 on the daily, followed by a 1-4 candle correction, followed by a 13 countdown phase, which hopefully will keep us, above 2,600. That's one way I'm wrong in a big way. Being wrong in a small way is if we bounce next week, because we have to close above 27.75. And right now we're at 27.43. So if we bounce next week off of this quadruple support, quintuple even if you count the Fibonacci line, right? And if that's a word. And if we bounce strong, but for only 1 week, we can print a 9 on a weekly. And if we print a 9 on a weekly, that calls for a 1 to 4 candle correction. So if we bounce and we break this count, we can then, break this count, go up a little bit, not cross the high, and then reverse based on a 1 to 4 week correction, which will probably give us a nice 9 and maybe even a 13, but this count will break and it will be a new count to the downside. So the S&P is at a very critical point of support at the moment. And we need to see how Monday and maybe even Monday and Tuesday play out before making any assumptions of the S&P. Now, even though I am leaning bullish for next week, I would not have any positions on long or short in the S&P going into this weekend. Please look at the Ethereum chart. Why? There's nothing interesting in Ethereum. I mean, it's not even pumping like the Binance scam or the others. All right, I would look at it, but like my computer is like, and the internet here is like really laggy. I'm also uploading videos from the last 2 workshops. Sorry guys, if I can't pull up the chart, I'll take a look at Ethereum next time. Sorry, I know you threw in a £5 tip. Thank you for your donation. But charts don't seem to want to load. And I'm already at 25 minutes, and I'm wanted to keep this video to an hour. See, it's not loading. It's not loading in my chart. Sorry, can't pull it up. If Litecoin hits $5,000 a coin, I will quit this space. Like you will never hear from me again in the world of finance or Bitcoin. If Litecoin goes to $5,000 a coin. Litecoin is functionally useless, has no reason to exist. I got my charts up. I mean, Ethereum hasn't done anything, right? Like why? Why is Ethereum interesting to you? Ethereum is at $137. It's done nothing. It's been grossly correlated with Bitcoin. The chart looks identical to me as it does with Bitcoin. Like, there's nothing interesting there. I mean, you can see if you can trade it on a daily chart based on sequential in a more consistent way than, I mean, that's a nice little short right there, right off that 9. The 9 right at the high. Another 9 here, preceded by a giant reversal candle. This 9 gave you a nice buying opportunity. Still marked, well, that one went a little bit lower, but it's almost at the low, right? This 9 had a low of 103.20. This one 102.50. So, and there hasn't been anything on sequential since, so it's not really all that useful. And the chart is identical to Bitcoin, so Ethereum versus Bitcoin probably won't be interesting to look at. Yeah, the Texas law, I tweeted that out. We're gonna do a law show this week. I have no idea when I'm gonna find the time. I mean, my thoughts are, uh, I mean, it's stupid, but like I wouldn't want to be in Texas, you know. Everybody moved to Austin. Look, my view on it is this. Um, there's a couple of views on that. So first of all, they can't enforce it. And if they have a penalty, let's say 10 years in prison, if they catch you doing an anonymous Bitcoin transaction, well, you may not want to take that chance and you may never want to transact anonymously with Bitcoin in Texas. You can do it, but you're risking a 10-year prison sentence, right? My other view is that in my experience so far in the crypto space, is that every time there is a certain jurisdiction that attracts a bunch of Bitcoiners, that jurisdiction becomes the most draconian, most anti-crypto jurisdiction ever, right? Like everybody went to Malta. So what did Malta? Oh, sorry, everybody went to Bali. What did Bali do? Crack down. Before that, everybody went to China. What did China do? Crack down. Now everybody went to Malta. I think Malta is gonna drop the hammer on everyone eventually, right? Like when a bunch of people show up in your world that want to abuse the freedom privilege, that freedom privilege will go away. And that's because we're dealing with tyrannical governments. And that's what they do. So the best thing to do is to just stay decentralized. Don't concentrate in a single area. Way too many Bitcoiners are in Texas. And guess what? Texas is about to make your life a living hell. So before you decide to move somewhere, take a look at how many Bitcoin people are already living there, how many ICOs are being started there, and you may want to reconsider because that's what will happen, right? XBT versus Euro. Come on, guys. Now I'm tired. Next time. Article linked to Texas. Just look at my Twitter. Twitter. You don't need a Twitter account. Just go to look at my Twitter. I retweeted it like 3 hours ago. The 4-hour chart was not updated. Well, just closed a chart. Here's the 4-hour chart. It wasn't updated. Let's update it. It was looking bullish. Oh God, yes. That certainly wasn't updated. Yeah. So, well, it's good hindsight, right? I was looking at this candle right here, and I'm like, oh, the 4-hour chart looks bullish. Well, yeah, clearly it was. Look at what happened right after that. So the 4-hour chart doesn't look bullish anymore. It looked bullish because I was looking at this candle before I hit the update button. I'll be surprised about Malta. No, you'll be surprised about Malta. But thank you for your comment, Jane. Because Malta is part of the European Union, and the European Union makes all the laws. That's why the UK wants to get the hell out. And if the European Union doesn't like what's happening in Malta, they will shut it down. It really is that simple when you're dealing with governments. If they don't like it, they'll shut it down. Hong Kong seems to not care, so that's great. AZR, good meeting you as well. Binance pays Malta to shut up. Well, sure, Binance has $1 billion that they printed out of thin air, so they can pay off Malta for a little while, but the EU can print $1 trillion, so I don't think they really care about about Binance's billion. Will Wyoming become draconian? Go move to Wyoming. I mean, the stakes are great. They have more cows than people. There is nothing to do in Wyoming. No one's moving to Wyoming, guys. Trust me, I've been to Wyoming. I would love to see I have 830 people watching me right now. Please comment if you've been to Wyoming. My over under is one person. Under what circumstance would we perceive 3.2K as ultimate bottom? Well, I don't know about we, but I can tell you about me. Oh, looks like Chad's been to Wyoming. Yeah, those that went to Yellowstone have been to Wyoming. Oh, you got a relative living there. Wow, a lot of people have been to Wyoming. All right, stand corrected. It's not the first time I've been wrong. So for me personally, 3,200, well, 3,150, whatever this was. What was the low? The low was 3,150. For me, 3,150 will be the ultimate low under two conditions. One, under either of the two conditions. One, we stay under $5,000, but above $3,200 for the rest of this year. And probably half of next year. The other condition is we go back above $13,000. That's how 3,200 will be the ultimate bottom. Love the comments, Zen. Some say in less than 10 years, Wyoming will pass Idaho's population. And Wyoming is twice the size of Idaho, by the way. When Willie Woon Van Zan? Good question. I think Willie's gonna. I'm trying to convince Willie to come to Malta for our conference. So if he does, we'll do a podcast then. All right, guys. I need to call tonight. It's already 12:40 in the morning, and I have to be interviewed at 10 a.m. and then I gotta check out of my hotel room. But hey, I'm here in Wan Chai. I'm gonna try not to get in trouble and not go outside. Those of you that have been to Wan Chai know what I'm talking about. All right, guys. I will talk to you all on the next one. Let me stop screen sharing. Have a good night. Oh, don't forget to check out the audio podcast. Keep forgetting about that. Link in the show notes. YouTube.